Let's start this with a prayer. Dear Father, I thank you for this day and this opportunity to be used as a vessel to let your people know that you are available, able, and ready in the name of Jesus of Nazareth. Let's cut this bread. Jeremiah 17:9 says, "The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately sick. Who can understand it?" James 1:20 says, "For the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God." 2 Timothy 3:2-4 says, "For people will be lovers of self, lovers of money, proud, arrogant, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, heartless, unappeasable, slanderous, without self control, brutal, not loving good, treacherous, reckless, swollen with conceit, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God." So when I started this, it was like infected. And then God was talking to me about having no feelings and basically just reminding me of when I was in the spot where I didn't have no feelings. And let me tell you, having no feelings really is having a lot of feelings, but just projecting them in a very nonchalant way. Like, I don't feel no type of way about anything. And it doesn't, it's whatever. But it goes a little bit deeper than that. And God had me break down no feelings. And he was like, what brought you to a spot where you had no feelings and this is how you moved? And then I just wrote some things down, and it was like being emotionally hurt, abandoned, verbally attacked, physically attacked, and mentally attacked. And when I was being emotionally hurt, that prompted me to come out of this and shut down emotionally. Like, I don't want to feel nothing. I don't want to. Nah, I gotta feel stuff for my kids. I gotta feel stuff for my family, right? But I'm talking about me personally, about just things in the world. Like, I don't feel no type of way about it. And that's a way to be. And you just shut down, like, I don't care, it ain't happening to me. And it's not conducive to your well-being, because what you're ultimately doing is just suppressing, right? And then abandonment, and the abandonment, and I want to say, like, you know, I was abandoned at such an early age by my parents. And then, like, I was forced to grow at an early age when I didn't know it, or didn't have like a foundation or a blueprint of what like life was supposed to look like. So, with being abandoned, like, I'm not trusting anybody. Not that I'm like, oh my gosh, I was abandoned, no one loves me. It was like, nah, I'm not letting nobody in. I'm not letting nobody close to me. I'm not trusting anybody with anything that I know I can do myself. So anybody could be like, oh, I did this for her, or, I was there. No, you really weren't there, but I got those trust issues. So it's just like, I just carried myself a certain type of way, like in the realm of no feelings. Like, I don't care if I ain't got nobody. I ain't never had nobody. And having this mindset, which kind of brings us to like Second Timothy, where you become heartless and you become abusive and arrogant. Like, for me, like, coming from where I've come from and becoming the person that I am ultimately becoming every single day, I see it. I see, like, how things in my life shaped me and molded me to react a certain way to certain things, instead of being like, okay, I trust God. I wasn't trusting God because I was being heartless, and I wouldn't give anybody the opportunity to get close to me, because I felt like if I let you get close to me and you played me, I was going to be highly disappointed in myself, because I knew better. I knew better. Like, people don't change, and that's not the case. People can change, and when you trust God and when you walk with God, it doesn't matter what anyone tries to do, because at the end of the day, God's going to work it out for your good anyway. But when you're in a spot where you got no feelings, you don't know that. And it's just this all the time, and there's no reason to be pressed. If we know that there's an issue that we can address and we can fix it, then why not fix it? And even if we don't know, like, and we have a relationship with God, we can holler at him and he's gonna just lay it all out. Like, look, I checked you out and this is really what you got going on. Now what do you want to do about it? Because whatever you want to do, I'm with you. And I don't think that people really understand it. Like, that's how God is. He's so loving and caring and compassionate. Like, whatever you going through, I'm gonna go through it with you, and I'm gonna let you know that with me, ain't nothing impossible. I am possible. Everything is possible with me. And then I thought about being physically attacked. Now, you know, parents, back in the day really used to beat their kids up. And, I really don't know anybody right now that kind of beats their kids up, but I know it happens because when you're in Walmart and you see a woman like just beating her little 2-year-old baby to try to make him to stop crying, like that's sad. And, you know, just like somebody putting their hands on you gets you into a spot where I will pop off, I will stab you, I will shoot you, I will cut you, I will, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's a rough place to be when you actually have to live like that. Like, okay, to run plays in your mind if you're with somebody or you're in a situation, or even if you're doing it to your kids. Oh, it don't matter. I could just do whatever I want to my kids. No, that's you having no feelings and not even thinking about your seeds. Because now we're just going to produce more broken individuals, or being in a relationship where you getting choked up, or if you say the wrong thing, dude's gonna smack you, or even some chicks, because chicks do it too. Like, I don't, man, yep, I don't know. I think I started like my baby daddies, all three of them, because it was like, oh, we finna fight, you gonna try to put your hands on me? Okay, I'm gonna stab you. If I would have had a gun, I probably would have shot them, not even gonna lie. And I'm glad I didn't. And then being mentally attacked. When people mentally attack you, like, their words carry weight, and it gets in your mind, and now it becomes a part of your reality because you're taking what they're saying and it's like you're eating it up. And this is like what you're building off of. So this, even further enhances the no feelings zone, or being infected with no feelings. Like, oh, I remember it because I'll tell you like this. And it was probably like all three of my baby daddies, my mom. I mean, one of my baby's daddy, one of my baby daddy that died, his mom was like, I was Southside trash. I was, just one of his Mexican lovers, just real racist. Whatever, dude. Your son was a hype, but it's neither here nor there. But being told that I was used goods, I was never going to be anything, my skin was too dark, I was too stupid, like I was never going to amount to anything in life, like I really did eat that up, and I felt like that. And it was kind of like, I'm not going to be good anyway, so I might as well just do whatever I want and not care about anybody. And I really was like that, like just on 10 all the time. And I had eaten this negativity that people had spoken into my life. So mentally it was there, like it had a spot in me when it was all lies, and it never should have had a spot. But because I moved off of no feelings, I never wanted to address my feelings. I never wanted to address my issues, because when I'm going through this, God's like, just think about it. The sound, right? Like the five senses. He said sound. When you're emotionally hurt, you hear them words and they affect you. He said that abandonment, the sight of having nobody, you see that, right? The smell, when the words leave their lips, like you could smell whether it's good or it's meant for evil, like to harm you. Like, okay, this what you saying to me? And you take it in. He said touch, when people physically touch you, like it stripped you. Because I didn't create you to get beaten. I didn't create you to be physically harmed by anybody. He was like, and taste. When people speak those words that you have given weight to, you're eating it mentally. So you're tasting it, and now it's becoming a part of you. Like, this is your palate, this brokenness, this no feelings, this nothing. Just sitting there like, I don't even care about anything or anybody because everybody's left me and I'm no good and I'm not that. But like, being hurt emotionally makes you shut down emotionally. Being abandoned speaks to trust issues. Being verbally attacked will either lead you down the road to low self-esteem, or where you become a narcissist, because people have spoken so many negative things into you and verbally beat you down that you're either going to go up or you're going to go down. And if you go up, it's like, can't nobody tell me nothing. And you play this verbal judo because it's been played on you so much. physically attacked gets you to a spot where you're popping off. And this is where, stabbing happens and fighting happens and black eyes and all that other stuff. And being mentally attacked, again, it's another up and down situation. Either you get beat down by what people tell you because you've tasted this, or you turn into a bully. I was a bully. I think right now I'm still low-key a bully of bullies. Like, I'm not going to bully anybody that I know is weaker than me. Like, I bully the people that can't do nothing for themselves, that are timid, that are, that just don't like confrontation. Because I see what it is. I see that negative energy trying to, add fuel to its fire so we can keep going. Shut it down. James 1:2 says, "For the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God." Going through stuff can make you super angry. Super angry. Where you don't want to have feelings that you have to address, because that really means you got to work on something. And in 2 Timothy, like, this just kind of speaks to how we are now. We're swollen with conceit, lovers of pleasure. Like, I just want to do what's going to make me happy. And listen, if I could sit and watch all of my favorite shows, I would definitely get lost in that and eat like whatever I wanted to eat, and my life would be great. But I can't get lost in that. But that's something that brings me pleasure. But it's like, it has to be a balance. There always has to be a balance. And in this, like, we really need to understand that God gave us these senses, these 5 senses, and that these senses transmit information to our brains. And this is part of our programming now. Now, the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God. We gotta see God. We have to, like, God, what is really going on? Like, how do I handle this? Now, I'm not perfect, right? And I'm just going to keep this 100. If I know you're a snake, I walk past you like you don't exist. And I don't feel no type of way about that. I'm not going to sit here and try to engage in conversation where I know you trying to just make it lethal for me. I don't. But being in that spot where I had no feelings allows me to see snakes. And it allows me to be like, this is where I was and this is where I am with God. Like, I'm trying to seek his righteousness. Like, I need to have his okay, his stamp of approval, his certification on my life. It's coming to a wrap. And we can get distracted by whatever we want to get distracted by. But if you don't work on the things that you need to work on with God and Jesus being like, look, this is how we do it. You ain't never alone. God ain't never going to leave you. I'm going to strengthen you. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to prepare you for eternity. If we don't do that now, it's just going to be a wrap. I encourage you that if you have no feelings, right? You really do have feelings. I really am a super sensitive person. But because I've had no feelings for so long, like, actually trying to work on my feelings is super complicated for me. And I just get quiet sometimes because I don't know what to say. Because I'm so used to being reactionary and popping off. But I'm not hurt. I'm not abandoned. I'm not being verbally, physically, or mentally or emotionally attacked by anything in life. And if I was going through stuff where I was attacked, I know I can run straight to God and he's going to put me back in a spot where it's like I'm strengthened again. He's my refuge. He's like, and I don't have nobody. I don't have a big support system. I don't have somebody that I call every day. I don't have it. I don't have it. Like, I have God. I have Jesus. I have the Holy Spirit. So if you're alone and you're feeling some type of way, I'm going to tell you right now, it's because you want to be in that position. There is a way out. I've been depressed. I've had anxiety. I've had panic attacks. I've had suicidal thoughts. I've had low self-esteem. I had all of those things. This relationship brought me out of a spot where I had no feelings because I was so mad by everything. And when I got with God, he's like, we're going to address it, baby. I love you. You got value and worth. And I know if he says it to me, he means it for everybody else too. Let's check our feelings. Because if not for nothing, the next generation coming up behind us, they need to see something. Holla at God.